Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. Happy BHM Pattern Designers Challenge. I hope you all are pulling together your patterns and starting to decide what you are sewing for the challenge this month. Welcome to all my new subscribers and thank you everybody for tuning in today. As promised in yesterday's video, if you did not see it, go back and watch it. It is all about the woven fabrics. But today I am sharing with you about the knit fabrics, and I wanted to show you what I made up in this knit, and I am so very happy with it. I will be popping up some videos, so don't worry if you can't totally see me in this particular outfit all the way. You will see it here momentarily, but yeah, I am so excited. Thank you all for the wonderful feedback and love that you've been showing thus far. Don't forget, there is a code to use for my birthday, 7% off using the code birthday, and I will leave that down in the description box down below. So let's jump right into the fabrics and into this pattern. Okay, so let's go ahead and jump into, I'll get into the drape and everything of this fabric here in just a moment, but let me tell you first the pattern that I used to create this look. This is a Black pattern designer. Some of you already know who she is, Andrea with Sew to Fit. If you follow her here on YouTube, you already know about her. You already know that I have taken in-person classes with her, including how to create my own pant block. I shared that video. I'll leave a link up to that. That was a couple years ago. So yeah, very familiar with Andrea. We're both here in the same area. So yes, very familiar. A couple years ago, I had purchased her Misty top, and I will make sure I not the frame so you can see a picture here. I had purchased her Misty top, knit top, and I actually forgot about it. But when I was reorganizing, and there was a few patterns, I was like, oh, I forgot I had this. But if you all have been following my channel, you know I have been looking for a square neckline pattern, both woven and knit, and so this is for knit, and I'll talk about the knit fabric here shortly, but let me just talk about the pattern. So the pattern is very easy to put together. One of the things I will say, and I did take some notes because I wanted to make sure I shared a few things with you. This pattern I purchased originally, I want to say it was in 2018, maybe, could have been late 2018, early 2019, and at the time of the purchase, there were no instructions on how to put this together. You had to follow her sew along video on YouTube, and so when I went ahead and pulled it out, now if you're on her email list, you know that she has updated this pattern actually this year in 2021 to include pictorial and written instructions, so you don't have to be wondering how to put, because there are a couple tricky bits, especially here when you put in the little panel in. But now you can actually, she just did a series of sew along videos for the Misty top, where she's going over fit. That's the video. If there's any video I highly suggest that you watch, it is her first part one of that series she just did a couple weeks ago, and I will link that first video down below, and it is about adjusting the pattern for fit, the measurements and everything. Go watch that video, super duper helpful. And then also watch her video where she explains how to put the panel in, which once you kind of see it and understand the concept, it is totally confusing if you didn't have instructions. Totally confusing, but now that she has the instructions and now that she has the actual videos to go along with them, you can now follow along, which is really nice. And so yeah, I am super pleased with how this has turned out. I will also say one of the things that she mentioned in the video is, and this is her older video, so I watched the current video for adjusting the pattern because I just wanted to know, because it does have the unique shape with the neckline and everything, and I just wanted to make sure I got that right. But I watched the older video from 5 years ago on how to do this part, because it is a little tricky. You do put a panel in here, and so, but you get this nice clean neckline, which is absolutely gorgeous. But as I was saying, with the instructions, you definitely want to maybe for some of you, you don't need written instructions or anything like that, and you're able to put it together. I need written instructions. So it was nice she updated it, but I did follow along with her video from 5 years ago, along with her fit video from this year, because there were the pattern piece, there was a facing piece added, and then there were some different markings on the actual pattern piece that was added. But if you're watching the video and you have the version that I have, you'll be totally fine. And plus, she's updated all the files. I will be sure to leave in the description box down below a link to her shop and to that first video, because when I say watch the first video about fit, you want to do that. That's how I was able to really get the fit that I was looking for on this particular top. The other thing you will notice with the Misty top, there are options for the kind of the cold shoulder openings on the side. I didn't want that. I just wanted a regular short sleeve. So one of the things that she suggested is actually, and I did reach out to her to make sure I was doing this right, but if you trace, and of course I traced out all my pattern pieces, if you trace the pattern for the sleeve, it's 2 pieces of front and back. All you have to do is overlap at the notches. Make sure the bottom and top of the pattern pieces overlapped at the notches, and then tape that together, and then trace off how long you want your sleeve to be, and there's your sleeve. You don't have to worry about putting in using another pattern piece sleeve from a different pattern or anything like that. You can use the sleeve. What I like about this pattern is this little neckline back here. It hugs the neckline. It hugs right around, and you get it's very nice where you get, it feels like you get a nice little hug around here. And of course, when you go down this way, it just continues to hug down. Now here's the interesting thing. All of this, and you'll see in the instructions, kind of hard to explain, but this neckline folds in, especially when you're doing the panel down here, and when you do the back neckline, it folds under. So really, you have options. She talks about it in the video, so definitely watch her videos. But the underneath, let me see if I can show you, is raw. So you can serge around that if you want, but it's tucked in. It's not rolling out. There's no way for this to roll out. But it's not rolling out or anything like that. So at least for this version, I did not worry about finishing the edges. It's a knit. It's not a knit that unravels or anything like that, or frays. So I am perfectly fine with this. And I'll show you here, there is the label is inside of the top, so I am so very happy about that, because this is a black pattern designer, so I put my label on into the garment, so I'm very happy with that. What are a couple other features? There is a center back seam, which is really nice because it gives you a nice fit. One of the things, and I'll go ahead and pop up a video clip here, you will notice my shirt is fitted. This shirt, if you look at the line joint, shows that it has some drape that goes from the waist down, and different things like that. But I wanted mine a little bit more of a close fit, and I really wanted it to drape a certain way on me. That is pretty much how I wanted the top to fit, but I absolutely love it. And the shorts that I have on with it are seam work. These are my seam work male MEL joggers that I have shortened into shorts. And you all know I wanted to try that with my male jogger pattern, and I wanted some orange. Now I didn't want the actual full leg joggers only because it's starting to creep back up into the warmer temperatures, and I think I will get more wear out of them at this length. I obviously still have the pockets and everything on them, but yeah, I absolutely love the way this entire look. And if you can just see here, see, I didn't want it to flow from here. I did lengthen it by 1 inch, 1.5 inch or 1 inch at the waist. So I just like the way it goes out. I didn't want any extra movement around here or to have any extra flow. I wanted it to fit just like this, and I just love, I love the way this top turned out. And yes, it is super easy. I made a muslin. I'll pop up a picture here of my muslin, and my panel was bowing out, and she suggests how the length and width. I used 8x4, and because the larger size that you go, you definitely want to make sure you have enough room to cover this piece, and so that's what I used. The first one, I can't recall off the top of my head what I did wrong why that was bowing, because you do use woven fabric for woven interfacing, she suggests, for this to keep it so you don't want it to bow out. I did use woven in my muslin, but I can't remember off the top of my head now, and I didn't write a note why that was bowing, but at any rate I fixed it so this would lay against my chest. So I am super happy with it. I did not say, for sizing, you do take your measurements, the upper bust, full bust, finished bust, waist, finished waist, hip, finished hip, sleeve bicep, finished bicep. All those are very important. When you watch her first video, she goes over all of that, so make sure you watch that video. I'm emphasizing that for a reason, so you can get your fit right for this top. But the upper bust, for me, I started with a 16. My full bust, I went out to a 22. The sizing for the pattern goes from a full bust of 37 to a full bust of 53 1/4. And so and then the waist goes from 29 to 45.5, and then the hip goes from 41 to 57 1/4, so which is up to a size 24. So the sizing on the chart is 6 to 24. So my upper bust, I started at a 16, which is 41.5. Then I graded out to a 22 full bust for everything else straight down. So that's how I decided to do it. And like I said, I lengthened the waist by 1 inch. Yes, I lengthened it by 1 inch. And so yeah, that is the review. It is a really easy top to make. Once you go through it, make your muslin. Especially if you're making any fit adjustments, make your muslin first. It's a knit, so you should be fine. Plus you got the center back seam, which gives really nice shaping. But make your muslin first. Trust me, if you've made it once, this is an easy make going forward. Maybe the first time I did my muslin, it took me a couple hours to do, just because I was following the video too. But once I did this one, it took maybe an hour. Maybe an hour, a little over hour, 15 minutes, something like that. But let me talk about the fabric, which yes, you can get on SewNaturalDane.com. What I have on is what's known as the cotton jersey. So with the cotton spandex jersey, it is 93% cotton, and all of this is on the website, but just so you know, it is 93% cotton, 7% spandex, 60 inches wide. You already know how I feel about wide with fabric, 60 inches wide. Here is the drape, and that's why I wanted to make this top with this particular fabric, because I wanted this type of fit. You see the type of drape, there's enough stretch. Make sure you have enough stretch in your fabric. And as I said, if I did mention it yesterday, the purple flower fabric does not come in the cotton spandex jersey, just because it has that white background, and you don't want that showing through when you making something with a darker fabric. But definitely for the BHM faces, as well as this, it does come in the cotton spandex jersey. But here is the drape on it. Now, the other, I don't have a sample of this one, but make sure you are following Kira from Island Socialist. If you haven't checked out her video already, I'll leave a link to it down below. And make sure you're following our ambassadors, Crystal from Crystal Souls and Stuff, T from Crumpets Tea and Sewing Tea, and Dita from Divine Dita, so you can see what they have made in their fabrics. But this is the other fabric, which is called a modern jersey, and so you can see the drape of this. This is on 54-inch wide fabric, and here is the drape. Here's the drape for the cotton spandex, which you can tell is a little bit more stiff, but your modern jersey, you definitely have a lot more movement. That upside down. And so neither of the prints, I will call them directional. I didn't want you all to have to worry about that. So yeah, you can, you know, lay your pattern pieces out however you want. So far as washing, how to wash, and all of that is on the website. It will come with when you order and everything as well. So anyway, that is one of the things I definitely wanted to show you, the drape on those. So make sure you go check them out. Remember, it's limited edition. This is not being offered past BHM Pattern Designers this month. So make sure you use the discount code. Go ahead and order. Remember, read all of the fine print. This is a pre-order. It will take 6 to 8 weeks to reach you. If you are international and you're interested, I have international people that have ordered already. And email me and I'll put it here at hello@SewNaturalDane.com, and what I do is just go through the process I go through to try to find you the most economic shipping rate to ship internationally. So I do have a couple people have already ordered international, so don't worry about that. We'll work it out and see if it's economical for you. And yeah, we'll get you going. So yeah, let me know if you have any questions. Let me know what you think of the fabric. Stay tuned for Sunday. That is my sewing plans for this month, for the month of February, using my body model, my paper dowels. If you saw that interview, I shared a little bit, but you'll see everything coming up on Sunday. Don't forget, there are many discount codes with all of our sponsors that's listed on the website. So make sure you go back to SewNaturalDane.com, go to the BHM Pattern Designers page. You will see all of the discount codes that you can use throughout the month, as well as go to the shop page, pick up your garment label, pick up your enamel pen, and yeah. Thank you everybody so much for your support. I'm super duper excited about this year's challenge and everything that we have to offer and what our ambassadors are doing and all of our lovely, lovely, lovely sponsors. So yes, everybody, if you have any questions, definitely let me know. And I will see you on Sunday. Bye.